Hello, welcome to Core Finance. I'm Matt Brown. I'm joined by David Paul, MD of VectorVest UK, and today we're going to be looking at some particular stock picks. But before we do that, let's have a quick look at your indicating chart. Just explain to our viewers, if they've yet to see this, what this means and how you use it at VectorVest.
Okay, well, good morning. This is the VectorVest composite of the UK market. It's a composite indicator of all of the shares that we follow on the LSE and AIM, 2,200 shares in total. It's equally weighted as opposed to the FTSE 100, which is market cap weighted, because we believe that an equally weighted index reflects the sentiment of the market. The little green and red triangles that you can probably see on the chart represent our longest market timing method. They're called confirmed calls. And we got our last confirmed call a few months ago, towards the end of September, I think. And at the moment, the long-term trend of the market is up. The short-term trend is up, but losing momentum. We recommend today, going into the trading day, that people be very, very careful in the market today. So no clear trends at all. The US market is showing a similar story, and as you know, the US market sitting, the Dow and the S&P sitting at the top of a channel that's been in place for quite a long time. So I think it's a time to be careful, but nevertheless, the trends are up. I'm sitting in my positions. I really haven't changed a great deal of my personal long-term portfolio since we got confirmed up at the start of the year, and those positions are all going quite nicely.
So let's hone in on a few stocks, starting off with Gleeson.
Well, Gleeson is a share that it's a small house builder focusing in the Midlands of the UK. They build starter homes and they plan to double the amount of homes that they're going to build over the next couple of years. On VectorVest, I think the candlestick chart says it all in terms of the price. The green thick line above the price is our valuation of the share, and as you can see, we believe that Gleeson's significantly undervalued, and the blue line in the window below the price is earnings per share growth, and that earnings per share growth is growing nicely and smoothly. Gleeson, in fact, went sideways in what technicians refer to as an ascending triangle, which is quite a bullish formation, and the old chartist always used to say that markets break in the fourth attempt, and that's exactly what's happened in Gleeson. It's on a buy recommendation, and it's pushing up the page. Came back a little bit yesterday with the results of Persimmons and the big construction companies. Those companies had run so far, so fast over the next couple of months that if it wasn't that bad report that came out yesterday, it would have been something else, because they were very, very, very overbought, and they pulled back a little bit. But we believe there's a great deal of value in Gleeson. The only downside to it, Matt, is that the spread on the share is quite wide. So you just need to watch the spread.
Out, yes. Yeah. And just quickly, the indicator at the very top, if our viewers can see that, if you can just explain.
Well, that's our proprietary buy, sell and hold position, and as you can see, the green is a buy signal, and for example, using UniSearch within our program, we can search for all shares that are undervalued, that have got great fundamentals, where the hold turns to buy, and every morning then you get a list of trading opportunities, which is very useful indeed. I run that search every single morning to find out shares that have actually are starting to move up, and that would have given a signal in Gleeson, I suppose, a month ago, before the breakout.
Well, let's move on to the next chart, Coates.
Coates, yes.
What's this telling us?
Well, Coates I talked about when I was on with you a couple of weeks ago, and since that, Victoria has soared through the roof. That was my #1 share the last time. Coates hasn't really done much since we last spoke. It's still going sideways, and it was up a little bit yesterday. It's undervalued, growing earnings strongly, and I'm still holding it. I think that it's just about to break up the page soon. Okay. So still holding that
one to watch out for.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Premier Oil.
Well, for the more adventurous fellow, Premier Oil, we believe, is undervalued. It's growing earnings. Oil price is moving up strongly.
It's heavily leveraged against the oil price.
Yeah, heavily leveraged against the oil price, plus its own internal financing has been sorted out, and there was that caused that sell-off earlier in the year. Now, again, from a chartist point of view, the darn thing is charted what we would call an inverted head and shoulders reversal.
Yes.
A very broad base since March. That reversal is 6 months old. As you can see, it broke the neckline, and then it came back and kissed the neckline, which is also a positive sign. Moving up the page now. So for the adventurous investor, the relative safety, which is our measure of the safety and the predictability of the earnings, is low on this. So the share should be considered by those people that have got experience in managing risk proactively with stop-loss orders, that understand proper position sizing, and that won't chicken out and keep saying to themselves, let's give it another day, let's give it another day. So for those people with strength.
And good risk management for
quite
this
so,
one.
yes.
Okay, fantastic. Next up, Taptica.
Taptica, I've had some really great trades in Taptica. I'm not holding it at the moment, but I'm watching it carefully, and I think that Taptica had a nice run. And it's now pulling back. It's pulling back in what technicians again would call an AB equals CD move, and it's pulling back to that very important £4 level. And I think building a base at the £4 level, undervalued, growing earnings strongly. It's on a hold recommendation, and that's one that if I run my uni search, which finds shares with really good fundamentals, where the hold turns to a buy, I'm sitting waiting for that hold to turn to a buy, and if that's the case, then I think that there's another strong leg up in Taptica. Nothing to be done at the moment apart from just sitting and watching, and patience is required in the short-term trading game, and one of the essential things that you have to get right is the ability to sit and wait like the cheetah or the lion for the
ready
prey to come
pounce.
along.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. And finally, you have, I believe, a seminar. Is there one tomorrow?
Yes, seminar in
Fantastic.
Central London tomorrow at the Chesterfield Hotel in Mayfair. It's just around the corner from Green Park Tube Station, and we're starting at 1 o'clock, and if you come along about 1:15, it'd be great. Please go to the website and register, vectorvest.co.uk, because there'll be something to eat, and I need to know how many to cater for.
And lots to digest on the investment front, more importantly.
Quite so. 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and it'll be a great afternoon. Look forward to seeing everyone.
Super. Well, it's been great having you on today. Back from South Africa. David Paul, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Matt. It's been great.